absurd, ridiculous or completely unreasonable, stupid and unreasonable, or silly in a humorous way. Artificial, contrived by art rather than nature. Adoring, to regard with esteem, love, and respect. Amused, pleasurably entertained or diverted. Apathetic, having or showing little or no feeling or emotion, spiritless. Having little or no interest or concern, indifferent. Accusatory, charging of wrongdoing. Awe, a feeling of reverential respect mixed with fear or wonder. Acerbic, tone of harshness or severity. Acrid, strong, sharp, bitter, and unpleasant as a taste or smell. Admonish, scold or reprimand, take to task. Advocate, a person who pleads for a person, cause, or idea. To support or argue for a cause, policy, etc. Affection, a positive feeling of liking. Aggravated, made more severe or intense especially in law. Agitated, physically disturbed or set in motion. Ambitious, having a strong desire for success or achievement. Ambivalence, mixed feelings or emotions. Amusement, an activity that is diverting and that holds the attention. Anxiety, a vague unpleasant emotion in anticipation of a misfortune. Appreciation, understanding of the nature or meaning of something. Apprehensive, in fear or dread of possible evil or harm. Assertion, a declaration that is made emphatically. Astonishment, the feeling that accompanies something extremely surprising. Averse, strongly opposed. Aloof, unfriendly, uninvolved, or unwilling to become involved, distant, detached. Antiquated, ancient. Atypical, unusual, not representative. Arbitrary, determined by individual choice rather than law or reason, a whim. Admonition, advice, warning. Appraisal, an evaluation, usually of the value of something. Antithetical, in opposition to. Abashed, ashamed or embarrassed, disconcerted. Abhorring, to regard with extreme aversion, to loathe, or detest. Abstruse, difficult to understand. Acrimonious, angry and bitter. Affectation, speech or writing that is artificial. Ambiguous, open to or having several possible meanings or interpretations. Animated, vigorous or spirited. Annoyed, to be irritated or bothered by something or someone. Antagonistic, acting in opposition, opposing, especially mutually hostile, unfriendly. Anxious, full of mental distress or uneasiness because of fear of danger or misfortune, greatly worried. Solicitous, earnestly desirous, eager. Apologetic, containing an apology or excuse for a faulty. Appreciative, feeling or expressing a feeling of gratitude. Approving, to speak or think favorably of, to judge favorably. Ardent, characterized by intense feeling, passionate, fervent, intensely devoted, eager, or enthusiastic, zealous, vehement, fierce. Arrogant, making claims or pretensions to superior importance or rights, overbearingly assuming, insolently proud. Audacious. Bold or daring, recklessly brave, fearless. Authoritarian. Accustomed to exercising authority, peremptory, dictatorial. Befuddled. Perplexed by many conflicting situations or statements. Bellicose. Having or showing a ready disposition to fight. Bitter. Proceeding from or exhibiting great hostility or animosity. Bombastic. Ostentatiously lofty in style. Brash. Offensively bold. Brusque. Rudely abrupt or blunt in speech or manner, blunt, rough. Benevolent. Characterized by or expressing goodwill or kindly feelings. Bewildered. Completely puzzled or confused, perplexed. Biting. Sarcastic, having a biting or sarcastic tone. Blunt. Abrupt in manner, obtuse. Bold. Not hesitating or fearful in the face of danger or rebuff, courageous and daring. Baffled. To confuse, bewilder, or perplex. Bantering. Playful conversation. Belligerent. Warlike, given to waging war. Bemused. Bewildered, confused, lost in thought, preoccupied. Blithe. Joyous, merry in disposition, glad, cheerful. Lacking concern, casually done without serious thought. Boorish. Possessing boring nature, tedious. Brisk. Quick and active, sharp and or stimulating. Burlesque. An artistic composition, especially literary or dramatic, that, for the sake of laughter, vulgarizes lofty material or treats ordinary material with mock dignity. Callous. Emotionally hardened, unfeeling, insensitive to feelings. Candid. Openly straightforward and direct without secretiveness, frank, outspoken. Candor. The quality of being honest and straightforward. Caustic. Harsh or corrosive in tone. Cavalier. Given to haughty disregard of others. Choleric. Characterized by anger. Churlish. Having a bad disposition, surly, critical or harsh in a mean-spirited way. Coarse. Lacking refinement or cultivation or taste. Complacent. Contented to a fault with oneself or one's actions. Concern. An anxious feeling. Conciliatory. Making or willing to make concessions. Condescending. Characteristic of those who treat others with arrogance. Showing or implying a sense of superiority. Talking down to others. Console. Give moral or emotional strength to. Contemplative. Deeply or seriously thoughtful, studying, thinking. Contentious. Showing an inclination to disagree. Argumentative, quarrelsome. Contradictory. Not able to be true at the same time. Creative. Having the ability or power to invent or make something. Critical. Of a serious examination and judgment of something. Crude. Conspicuously and tastelessly indecent. Curious. Eager to investigate and learn or learn more. Cynical. Believing the worst of human nature and motives. Curt. Brief and to the point. Calm. Free from excitement or passion, tranquil. Cheery. In good spirits. Commanding. Imposing, having an air of superiority. Conceited. Having an excessively favorable opinion of oneself or abilities. Censorious. Severely critical, fault-finding. Cliché. A overused expression or idea. Colloquial. Characteristic of conversation rather than formal speech or writing, also informal. Complimentary. Conveying, or expressing a compliment. Condemnatory. To express strong disapproval. Confounded. To cause to be confused or perplexed. Confute. To prove to be incorrect or wrong. Contemptuous. Scornful, showing contempt or disdain. Contented. Satisfied, ready to accept, willing. Convoluted. Hard to follow. Concurrence. In agreement. Concession. To acknowledge or offer something, often to one particular group. Conjecture. Judgment without complete evidence, an inference. Chagrin. A feeling of annoyance caused by failure or disappointment. Deference. Courteous regard for people's feelings. Dejected. Affected or marked by low spirits. Demure. Shy or modest, often in a playful or provocative way. Derisive. Expressing contempt or ridicule. Despair. A state in which all hope is lost or absent. Despondent. Without or almost without hope. Didactic. Instructive, especially excessively. Diffident. Showing modest reserve. Dire. Fraught with extreme danger, nearly hopeless. Disdain. Lack of respect accompanied by a feeling of intense dislike. Disgruntled. In a state of sulky dissatisfaction. Disgust. Strong feelings of dislike. Dismay. The feeling of despair in the face of obstacles. Disparagement. A communication that belittles somebody or something. Domination. Power to defeat. Dubious. Fraught with uncertainty or doubt. Desperate. Having an urgent need, desire. Detached. Impartial or objective, disinterested, unbiased. Not concerned, aloof. Diabolic. Devilish, fiendish, outrageously wicked. Disbelieving. To have no belief in, refuse or reject belief in. Disdainful. Expressing contempt or disdain. Disrespectful. Showing a lack of respect, rude and discourteous. Disturbed. Marked by symptoms of mental illness. Doubtful. Uncertain outcome or result. Dreary. Causing sadness or gloom. Dramatic. Of or pertaining to drama, excessively confrontational. Domineering. Overbearing, tyrannical. Dogmatic. Asserting opinions in a strict, arrogant manner, opinionated. Derisive. Characterized by or expressing contempt, mocking. Derogatory. Tending to lessen the merit or reputation of a person or thing, disparaging, depreciatory. Digression. To leave the main subject temporarily. Eager. Having or showing keen interest or intense desire. Earnest. Characterized by a firm, humorless belief in one's opinions. Ebullient. Overflowing with enthusiasm, or excitement, high-spirited. Ecstatic. Feeling great rapture or delight. Eloquent. Having or exercising the power of fluency. Effusive. uttered with unrestrained enthusiasm. Egotistical, vain, boastful, indifferent to the well-being of others, selfish. Elated, exultantly proud and joyful, in high spirits. Enraged, to make extremely angry, put into a rage, infuriate. Enthusiastic, having or showing great excitement and interest, excited, energetic. Evasive, ambiguous, cryptic, unclear. Elegiac, resembling or characteristic of a lament for the dead. Empathetic, showing empathy, identifying with the emotions of others. Emphasize, stress or single out as important. Engaging, attracting or delighting. Exuberant, joyously unrestrained, uninhibitedly enthusiastic, excessively abundant. Erudite, characterized by great knowledge, learned or scholarly. Emotive, characterized by expressing or exciting emotion. Enchant, to cast a spell over, bewitch. Endearing, inspiring affection or warmth. Eulogistic, to praise in speech or writing, especially in the form of a eulogy. Euphoric, a feeling of happiness, or confidence. Evasive, deliberately vague or ambiguous. Exculpatory, acting to clear of blame or guilt. Exhilarated, to enliven, invigorate, stimulate. To make cheerful or merry. Exhortatory, advising, urging, or earnestly. Expectant, marked by anticipation. Eclectic, deriving from a broad and diverse range of sources. Evocative, bearing strong remembrance, nostalgic. Eccentric, unusual. Esoteric, something that is intended for a particular group of people. Ephemeral, lasting for a short time. Equivocal, open to many interpretations, ambiguous. Facetious, not meant to be taken seriously or literally, sarcastic. Fanciful, indulging in or influenced by the imagination. Fatuous, devoid of intelligence. Fervent, characterized by intense emotion. Having or showing great warmth or intensity of spirit, feeling, enthusiasm. Fleeting, lasting for a markedly brief time. Flippant, showing an inappropriate lack of seriousness. Superficial, glib, shallow, thoughtless, frivolous. Foreboding, a feeling of evil to come. Forlorn, marked by or showing hopelessness. Frank, characterized by directness in manner or speech. Honest, direct, plain, matter of fact. Frustrated, annoyed, discouraged. Factual, of or pertaining to facts, concerning facts. Farcical, ludicrous, absurd, humorous and highly improbable. Fatalistic, an acceptance of events as inevitable. Foppish, of or characterized by vanity, dandified. Forthright, going straight to the point, frank, direct, outspoken. Frantic, desperate or wild with excitement, passion, fear, pain, etc. Frenzied. Frivolous, characterized by lack of seriousness, carefree, not serious. Furious, full of fury, violent passion, or rage, extremely angry. Fortuitous, happening by chance. Grave, serious or solemn, feeling of threatening a seriously bad outcome or involving serious issues, critical. Gregarious, temperamentally seeking and enjoying the company of others. Ghoulish, delighting in the revolting or the loathsome. Grim, serious, gloomy, depressing, lacking humor, macabre. Harsh, surly, forbidding, or morbid air. Genial, friendly, affable. Gullible, naive, innocent, ignorant. Gleeful, full of exultant joy, merry, delighted. Giddy, frivolous and light-hearted, impulsive, flighty. Glib, slick, superficial, marked with ease and formality. Haughty, having or showing arrogant superiority, disdainfully proud, snobbish, supercilious. Histrionic, characteristic of acting or a stage performance. Hollow, devoid of significance or point, meaningless, insincere or false. Hostile, characterized by enmity or ill will. Humble, deferential, modest. Hypercritical, unreasonably critical, hair-splitting, nitpicking. Hapless, luckless, unfortunate. Harsh, desolate, unpleasantly rough. Hilarious, extremely funny. Horrified, showing or indicating great shock or horror. Imposing, befitting an important, distinguished, or powerful person. Imprudent, not sensible, responsible, or wise. Impudent, characterized by impertinence or effrontery, rude. Incisive, remarkably clear and direct, sharp. Demonstrating ability to recognize or draw fine distinctions. Incredulous, not disposed or willing to believe. Unbelieving, disbelieving. Unconvinced, questioning. Suspicious, not credulous. Skeptical. Indignant, angered at something unjust or wrong, annoyed. Dissatisfied, of or expressing strong displeasure at something considered unjust, offensive, insulting, or base. Inflammatory, arousing to action or rebellion. Medical, causing or related to swelling and pain in the body. Inquisitive, given to questioning. Insincere, lacking the quality of being open and truthful. Insolent, marked by casual disrespect. Boldly rude or disrespectful. Insulting, contemptuously impertinent. Inspiring, stimulating or exalting to the spirit. Intense, possessing a distinctive feature to a heightened degree. Earnest, passionate, concentrated, deeply felt. Irate, feeling or showing extreme anger. Irreverent, showing lack of due respect or veneration. Lacking respect for things that are generally taken seriously. Impartial, unbiased, neutral, objective. Impassioned, filled with emotion, ardent. Imploring, pleading, begging. Impressionable, trusting, childlike. Inane, silly, foolish, stupid, nonsensical. Incensed, enraged. Indifferent, without interest or concern, not caring, apathetic. Informative, instructive, factual, educational. Inspirational, encouraging, reassuring. Intimate, familiar, informal, confidential, confessional. Ironic. The opposite of what is meant. Containing or exemplifying irony. Coincidental, unexpected. Irascible. Easily provoked to anger, prone to anger, very irritable. Impertinent. Insolent, rude, uncivil. Irritated. Angered, provoked, or annoyed. Intimate. Familiar. Informal. Confidential. Confessional. Private in relations or private in nature. Insistent. Earnest or emphatic in dwelling upon, maintaining, or demanding. Insipid. Without distinctive or interesting qualities, vapid. Instructive. Serving to instruct or inform. Conveying instruction, knowledge. Introspective. Given to examining one's own sensory and perceptual experiences. Jealous. Suspicious or fearful of being displaced by a rival. Feel angry or bitter because you do not have another person's possessions or qualities. Jejune. Lacking interest or significance or impact. Jovial. Full of or showing high-spirited merriment. Judgmental. Critical, finding fault, disparaging. Jaded. Bored, having had too much of the same thing. Lack enthusiasm. Jocund. Cheerful, merry, blithe, glad. Jovial. Endowed with or characterized by a hearty, joyous humor. Lyrical. Expressing deep personal emotion or observations. Highly enthusiastic. Light-hearted. Carefree, relaxed, chatty, humorous. Lugubrious. Mournful, dismal, or gloomy, especially in an affected, exaggerated. Ludicrous. Provoking or deserving derision, ridiculous, absurd, laughable. Lofty. Exalted in rank, dignity, or character. Elevated in style, tone, or sentiment. Laudatory. Containing or expressing praise, full of or giving praise. Malicious. Having the nature of threatening evil. Desiring to harm others or to see others suffer. Ill-willed, spiteful, malevolent. Melancholic. Characterized by or causing or expressing sadness. Mercurial. Liable to sudden unpredictable change. Methodical. Characterized by orderliness. Mocking. Expressing contempt or ridicule, scornful, ridiculing. Contemptuous, making fun of someone. Momentous. Of very great significance. Mordant. Harshly ironic or sinister. Morose. Showing a brooding ill humor. Motivated. Given incentive for action. Macabre. Gruesome, horrifying, frightening. Mean-spirited. Inconsiderate, unsympathetic. Mourning. Grieving, lamenting, woeful. Matter of fact. Adhering strictly to fact, not imaginative. Meditative. Deeply or seriously thoughtful. Melodramatic. Exaggerated or sentimental, overdramatic. Mirthful. Joyous, jolly, arousing or provoking laughter. Mischievous. Maliciously or playfully annoying, causing annoyance. Mock. Pretending to be serious or disingenuous. Mock heroic. Imitating that which is heroic, as in manner, character, or action. Modest. Having or showing a humility. Free from ostentation or showy extravagance. Negligent. Characterized by undue lack of attention or concern. Neutral. Having no personal preference. Novel. Original and of a kind not seen before. Naive. Innocent, unsophisticated, immature. Narcissistic. Self-admiring, selfish, boastful, self-pitying. Nasty. Unpleasant, unkind, disagreeable, abusive. Nostalgic. Thinking about the past, longing for past events. Nonchalant. Coolly unconcerned, indifferent, or unexcited, casual. Nonplussed. Puzzled, perplexed, or confused. Objective. Undistort by emotion or personal bias. Without prejudice, without discrimination. Fair, based on fact. Obsequious. Attempting to win favor from influential people by flattery. Overly obedient or submissive. Obstinate. Marked by tenacious unwillingness to yield. Ominous. Threatening or foreshadowing evil or tragic developments. Foreboding, threatening, inauspicious. Opposition. Being against something that you disapprove or disagree with. Optimistic. Hopeful that the best will happen in the future. Hopeful, cheerful. Outspoken. Given to expressing yourself freely or insistently. Frank, candid, spoken without reserve. Outraged. Angered and resentful, furious. Extremely angered, indignant. Obdurate. Stubborn, unyielding. Stubbornly resistant to moral influence. Oratorical. Given to making speeches. Pertaining to speech-like quality. Overbearing. Domineering, dictatorial, haughty, or rudely arrogant. Paranoid. Exhibiting or characterized irrational fear or distrust. Pathetic. Evoking pity, sympathetic sadness, sorrow, etc. Pitiful, pitiable, expressing pity, sympathy, tenderness. Patronizing. Displaying or indicative of a condescending manner or tone. Characteristic of those who treat others with arrogance. Condescending, scornful, pompous. Pedantic. Ostentatious in one's learning. Overly concerned with minute details, especially in teaching. Marked by a narrow focus on or display of learning. Penitent. Feeling or expressing sorrow, wrongdoing or sin. Repentant, contrite. Pensive. Expressing or revealing thoughtfulness. Usually marked by some sadness. Reflective, introspective, philosophical, contemplative. Pessimistic. Expecting the worst possible outcome. Seeing the negative side of things. Petty. Of little or no importance or consequence. Placid. Pleasantly calm or peaceful, not easily irritated. Playful. Pleasantly humorous or jesting. Full of fun and good spirits, humorous, jesting. Poignant. Keen or strong in mental appeal. Keenly distressing to the mind or feelings. Pompous. Characterized by an ostentatious display of importance. Pretentious. Trying to give the appearance of great importance, especially in a way that is obvious. Affected, artificial, grandiose, rhetorical, flashy. Provocative. Serving or tending to provoke, excite, or stimulate. Inciting, stimulating, irritating, or vexing. Psychotic. Characterized by a loss of contact with reality and inability to think rationally. Suffering from psychosis. Persuasive. Convincing, eloquent, influential, plausible. Intended or having the power to induce action or belief. Philosophical. theoretical, analytical, rational, logical. Pragmatic, realistic, sensible. Passive, lacking in energy or will. Perceptive, having the ability to understand. Pernicious, exceedingly harmful. Pervasive, spreading or spread throughout. Petulant, easily irritated or annoyed. Profound, showing intellectual penetration or emotional depth. Puerile, displaying or suggesting a lack of maturity. Quarrelsome, given to arguing. Quizzical, perplexed. Questioning, characterized by intellectual curiosity, inquiring. Rancorous, showing deep-seated resentment. Receptive, open to arguments, ideas, or change. Reckless, marked by defiant disregard for danger or consequences. Rejection, the state of being turned down. Reluctant, not eager. Reservation, an unstated doubt that prevents you from accepting something. Resignation, the act of giving up, as a claim or office or possession. Reverent, feeling or showing profound respect or veneration, deeply respectful, showing great esteem. Rigid, incapable of or resistant to bending. Regretful, apologetic, remorseful, rueful. Resentful, aggrieved, offended, displeased, bitter. Resigned, accepting, submissive or acquiescent. Restrained, controlled, quiet, unemotional. Reassuring, to restore to assurance or confidence. Recalcitrant, resisting authority or control. Not obedient or compliant, refractory. Reflective, given to, marked by, or concerned with meditation or deliberation. Reminiscent, awakening memories of something similar, suggestive. Reticent, disposed to be silent or not to speak freely. Reserved, restrained. Ridiculous, causing or worthy of ridicule or derision. Absurd, preposterous, laughable. Risible, causing or capable of causing laughter. Laughable, ludicrous. Scathing, critical, stinging, unsparing, harsh. Scornful, expressing extreme contempt or derision. Scathing, dismissive. Sentimental, thinking about feelings, especially when remembering the past. Overly emotional, mawkishly susceptible or tender. Solemn, dignified and somber in manner or character. Grave, sober, or mirthless, as a person, the face, speech, tone, or mood. Sanguine, confidently optimistic and cheerfully hopeful, or confident. Sardonic, disdainfully or ironically humorous. Characterized by scorn, mocking, cynical, sneering. Saturnine, serious and unfriendly, bitter or scornful. Scandalous, giving offense to moral sensibilities. Seductive, tending to entice into a desired action or state. Seemingly, from appearances alone. Sinister, wicked, evil, or dishonorable, threatening or portending evil, harm, or trouble, ominous. Skeptical, marked by or given to doubt, questioning. Smug, marked by excessive complacency or self-satisfaction. Somber, gloomy, depressing, or dismal, extremely serious, grave. Solidarity, a union of interests or purposes among members of a group. Stability, the quality or attribute of being firm and steadfast. Substantiate. Establish or strengthen as with new evidence or facts. Supercilious. Having or showing arrogant disdain or haughtiness. Disdainful or contemptuous. Superficial. Of, affecting, or being on or near the surface. Superior. Of high quality or performance. Surly. Unfriendly and inclined toward anger or irritation. Sympathetic. Expressing compassion or friendly fellow feelings. Characterized by, proceeding from, exhibiting, or feeling sympathy, sympathizing, compassionate. Sarcastic. Expressing or expressive of ridicule. Satiric. Exposing ridicule or derision. Self-assured. Having or showing confidence. Self-deprecating. Trying to make yourself, your abilities, or your achievements seem less important. Belittling or undervaluing oneself, excessively modest. Serene. Calm, peaceful, tranquil, unruffled. Sly. Cunning or wily, stealthy, insidious, or secretive. Sophomoric. Intellectually pretentious, overconfident, conceited. Immature. Speculative. Theoretical, rather than practical. Sprightly. Animated, vivacious, or lively. Stable. Not likely to fall or give way, as a structure, support, steady. Stately. Imposing in elegance. Stern. Firm, strict, hard, harsh, or severe. Stolid. Not easily stirred or moved mentally, unemotional. Straightforward. Direct, not roundabout, free from deceit, honest. Strident. Making or having a harsh sound, grating. Subdued. Quiet, inhibited, repressed, controlled. Suspicious. Openly distrustful. Tranquil. Free from commotion or tumult, peaceful, quiet, calm. Tactful. Having a sense of what is considerate in dealing with others. Tentative. Hesitant or lacking confidence, unsettled in mind or opinion. Timid. Showing fear and lack of courage. Traditional. Consisting of or derived from a practice of long standing. Thoughtful. Showing consideration for others. Contemplative, meditative, reflective, serious, absorbed. Tolerant. Open-minded, charitable, patient, sympathetic, lenient. Tragic. Extremely mournful, melancholy, or pathetic. Dreadful, calamitous, disastrous, or fatal. Taunting. To reproach in a mocking or contemptuous manner. Tender. Not hard or tough, delicate in manner. Tense. Stretched tight, taut, rigid. Characterized by a strain upon the nerves or feelings. Terse. Neatly or effectively concise. Brief and pithy, as language. Threatening. Menacing, causing alarm, as by being imminent. Ominous, sinister. Timorous. Full of fear, fearful. Unanticipated. Not expected. Unctuous. Unpleasantly and excessively suave or ingratiating. Undermine. Weaken or impair, especially gradually. Unprecedented. Novel, having no earlier occurrence. Urgency. An earnest and insistent necessity. Unassuming. Modest, self-effacing, restrained. Uneasy. Not easy in body or mind, worried, uncomfortable. Edgy, nervous, restless, disturbed, perturbed. uncertain, not confident, assured, or free from hesitancy, not clearly or precisely determined, indefinite, unknown, unconcerned, not involved or interested, disinterested, not caring, unworried, free from solicitude or anxiety, understated, restrained in design, presentation, etc., low-key, vehement, marked by extreme intensity of emotions or convictions, vexed, troubled persistently especially with petty annoyances, irritated, annoyed, vibrant, vigorous and animated, moving to and fro rapidly, vibrating, vituperative, marked by harshly abusive criticism, vivacious, vigorous and animated, virtuous, lawful, righteous, moral, upstanding, vindictive, revengeful, spiteful, bitter, unforgiving, vitriolic, very caustic, scathing, wistful, showing pensive sadness, characterized by melancholy, longing, yearning, witty, demonstrating striking cleverness and humor, clever, quick-witted, entertaining, whimsical, quaint, playful, mischievous, offbeat, given to whimsy or fanciful notions, capricious, wonder, awestruck, admiring, fascinating, worried, anxious, stressed, fearful, worshipful, showing adoration, showing great reverence, wrathful, vehemently incensed and condemnatory, very angry, ireful, wry, devious in course or purpose, misdirected, distorted or perverted, as in meaning, bitterly or disdainfully ironic or amusing, zealous, marked by active interest and enthusiasm, ardently active, devoted, or diligent,